I've heard from you, Lee Duffy could do Viv, but there's talk that Lee was warned about Viv in prison.
No.
What is the truth?
Well, the truth was, Lee told me that I've got told the story for a few people, but I got told off the stairs. What happened is Lee's brother was in jail, and the key went missing one day. Viv was running the jail. Laurie Duffy was in jail at the time, and Evo, the little pal who was there, he was one of the lads. And a couple of lads from Middlesbrough told us a story one night over here, and they said what happened. The key went missing, and Viv went new Duffy lot. He called it the Duffy lot because they're all right from Middlesbrough. He said, "Where's the key?" So the young kid who pinched the key, it was just a little key to open some door. He swallowed it because he was scared of Viv. So I know Jews have got it. I know Jews. Nobody from Newcastle wouldn't dare get it because Viv was from there. Yeah. But he went into the lorry's pad. He went, "Oh, yo, Duffy." He went, "Where's the key?" He said, "I don't have the keys." He said, "You're getting there. You get fucking taxed." He took a loaf of bread off him to show the whole ring that he taxed him, and you'll get a good ag next time, and threatened him. So little did he know, Viv, that Lee was coming up to see Laurie on a visit. So Laurie's on a visit, a bit down, and I think someone told Lee, I'm not sure 100%, that Viv Graham had threatened your brother. So Lee's gone in and said to Laurie, "What's that?" Viv Graham said, he went, "Oh, he took a loaf of bread off me and said he was going to give me a good eye if I don't get his key back." Well, it's to that effect, you know. So he went, "Oh, well, he said, there he is." So he went right over the table, bags everyone out there, and he put his hands on the table and just stared at him, a bit like Paddy Maloney said he did in Tommy Harrison's. Paddy Maloney knows what I'm on about. He stared and stared right in his face, and Viv never said a word. Honestly, he never said a word. So that rubbish about him going up to visit him on a visit, absolute rubbish. And I'll tell you to your face what I said.
Cockerill is on.
Right. So what happened is Lee went up to Newcastle. He went to a club called Macy's. There was 5 doormen on, and I've even talked to 2 of the doormen who were actually on the club to tell me the story, because they ended up in your clips and telling me the story, these lads. And he said, "Duffy, come in." He said, "There, I'm coming in there." He said, "You're not coming in once." So he knocked 4 of them out. 4 of them all knocked out. There was one left stood on his feet. He went, "I'm leaving you awake, so you can tell your boss from me, I'm Lee Duffy, I want to fight him. Tell Viv Graham I want him, and it's going to happen again and again until he fights me."
Hello there guys, me Brian Cockerill. You remember I told you the story of the beef with Viv Graham and Lee Duffy? Well, this is part 2. He'd been up to prison, and had the set 2, if you watch it, it's on here. So what happened after that, Lee had been up Newcastle, and he went up there, and he went to Macy's, he took the doorman out, like I said, and he said to him, "Tell your boss, I'm looking for him, my name's Lee Duffy, and I want to fight him." So there was 5 doormen, and he knocked 4 of them out and kept me saying, "Keep me awake." I think they called him Billy. "You're staying awake so you can tell what happened, see what's happened." So Lee left. A few days later, Viv Graham went, I think it was a Monday, Tuesday, maybe, he went round and he went to see John Henry Sayers Senior. Stephen Michael Sayers came back this up, knocked on his door. He said, "Hey Viv, son, how are you? How are you doing?" He said, "I'm not too good." He said, "There's a friend of yours, Stephen Michael's, called Lee Duffy." He said, he wants to have a fight with me." He said, "Well, I can get you a fight if you want to straighten it." He said, "On the cobbles or in the ring." You know, we're going to have it in a warehouse, 10 grand each, 20 grand fight I think it was going to be. So Viv was going, "Well, really, I don't want to be fighting now." He said, I think he was 33 at the time, something like that. He said, "I'm getting on a bit now," and he said, "I don't really want to be fighting." He said, "I've got like over 100 doormen, I'm making really good wages, what the kids are thinking about and their family and that, you know." He said, "So I don't want to be fighting people, get myself locked up and all this. Would you be able to phone him? I'll go with him." So anyway, John said, "So you don't want to fight him?" He said, "I can get you to fight. You know, I could get shot, we could get this." And they said, "None of that'll happen, Viv. You'll end up straight there. I'll guarantee you my word, you're going to be straight enough 1-to-1. So anyway, he phones up Lee. He phoned Lee. He says, "Hi Lee, it's John." "Hey John, what are you doing?" He said, "I've had Viv Graham here." He says, "He doesn't want to have a fight with you." He says, "You can say you're number 1 if you want. He's not interested now, he just wants to work the doors and have a quiet life." He says, "Tell him from me, He's bullied everyone for fucking years. He said, it's not a request, I'm telling him he has to fight me. He said, I'm going to just keep coming up and knocking his doorman out and torturing his doorman out until he fights me. So tell him, put him on the phone now. And Viv said, no, I'm going to talk to him, walked out the door. And that's the true story. But that was part 2. Okay, guys, thank you.
Lee Duffy was my friend, and he was the one who introduced us to Brian Cockerill. He phoned us up. Lee Duffy was a fighting man.
Yeah.
And he phoned us up and he said, Stephen, I've just had the hardest fight in my life for the strongest man I've ever come across. And for Lee Duffy to say that, this kid has got to be something special. So that's how I found out about Brian Cockerill. He introduced us to Brian. We met each other and we've gone like a house on fire, you know. We've been pals ever since. He's my big brother.
You said Brian was showing off his skills one day.
Abnormally strong. No, you've got to bear in mind, I said to him, I says, listen, I know you're a strong lad, but how strong are you? He said, excuse me, Stephen, just mind what one side. So what's he doing? He got behind a car and he lifted the back end of the car and he pushed it over. No, I'm not about like legs of there to there. I'm going to put from there to there on 5 or 6 vehicles. And this man was benching, you know, he's squatting 300 kilo, you know. So you can imagine how strong he's benching 250 kilo. Abnormally strong, boxer, full to the brim of bad intentions, a very dangerous combination.
Yeah.
On his day, I'd have put Brian Cockerill down to probably the best man on the cobbles in the country.
Really?
That's you know, how could he do it? I've seen him knock men out 20 stone with slaps. Slaps, breaking jaws with slaps.
Yeah.
Too strong, man.
That's what you were saying, wasn't it? He was one of the hardest guys in the whole country at that time.
He could pick a 20 stone man above his head with not a problem, just pick him straight up, you know. He was going to go in for the strongest man Britain competition, you know.
Yeah.
But he went down the wrong path. But he's my pal, Brian. I've got a lot of time for him and a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was in here. We watched his documentary as well, McIntyre's Underworld.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Taxman, it was a while ago, that one. Was it?
Yeah.
You can see him, man. You can see what he is, you know.
Yeah, he's bouncing around in that, isn't he?
In prison down there, no one had a bad word to say about him.
Especially to his face.
Yeah. Control breathing. Burning.